Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Office Hours with the Professor. As always, I'm your host, William the Professor Collis, and I'm excited to welcome you into the new year of 2023. And because it's the new year, I figured we'd do something a little bit new on this podcast as well. We're going to do my top 5 predictions for the year. Now, the way we're going to do this is we're going to do sort of 2 negative predictions, 2 positive predictions, and 1 bonus prediction. And, I think some of these are pretty bold, so listen in and get ready. Let's start with my first prediction, which is honestly pretty obvious, but it has to be on the list. This is going to be the first of the 2 negative predictions. And it is, in 2023, the Metaverse won't seem so cool. The reality is we've had our fill of this buzzword, it's run its course, and while we will continue to see lots of Metaverse-inspired companies because it's a really great and powerful idea, we're going to stop seeing businesses just existing and getting press because they're doing some sort of shared world. There's going to have to be real fundamental technology platforms or innovations on the genre, and as a result, we're going to see Metaverse sort of fade into the background in favor of just sort of good, solid technology platform plays with innovative ways to connect people, because that's really what the Metaverse is. So for those of you who got bored of hearing that in 2022, I've got good news. I think we'll hear it a lot less this year. My second negative prediction of 2023 is also one that I think is pretty obvious, but I feel I've got to make it. VR will not happen in 2023. For those of you who have known me for a while, I've always wanted this coming year to be the year of VR, but the reality is I've learned my lesson. There's just too much holding the technology platform back, from tethering to killer apps. What I think is going to happen to VR in 2023 is a shift. It's going to shift towards more of a productivity software. The reality is, with the rise of remote work, there is some value in sort of more immersive connectivity. And the reality is VR has just sort of failed to make the inroads in games that it maybe could have, while also seeing its price point fall pretty drastically, thanks in part to products like the Oculus. So I suspect we're going to see VR recast in 2023 as sort of a work enhancement tool, particularly for remote employees. Is this a good idea? Will it be adopted? I don't know, but I expect the industry to try it because it's a logical next step here. Let's go to prediction number 3. So we've done my 2 negative predictions, time for a positive one. My first positive prediction of 2023 is that this is the year of Call of Duty Esports. Call of Duty is going to be the biggest esport this year. The reality is there is just so much going for Call of Duty right now. Huge sales of the most recent annual installment, the continued success of Warzone, return to Twitch for streaming, and then just the basics underpinning the franchise continue to be solid, including the fact that it has deeply intuitive gameplay and it's console accessible. I think Call of Duty is going to define competitive esports this year. It is going to be the title when we leave 2023, we look back on and we say, wow, that was the year of Call of Duty. Now, there's going to be one exception to that, and that's my 4th prediction. I predict that 2023 is the year we are going to see a mobile title make a breakout success in the esports scene in North America. And yes, I'm aware that mobile titles dominate the esports scene in plenty of other countries, but in North America specifically, I think we're going to have a mobile title really define what it means to play esports this year. The reality is there's just so much going for mobile esports, right? Like we all have phones, right? They're such a big part of our daily life, and gaming on them has improved so much. And, I've always said that mobile esports is held back, in part because of hardware inferiority, because the truth is, regardless of how great gaming on a phone is, it's still not a PC. And also because of streaming, right? It's just really difficult to stream for mobile. But I think the convenience factor plus the power and size increases and screen quality increases in phones, this is just a year where streaming is going to get sorted out. And as a result of this, we're going to see mobile esports have a breakout success. It's still never going to be quite as big as, traditional esports because of the hardware inferiority aspect, but convenience is just such a powerful factor for consumer adoption, and I predict this is the year convenience wins. Now, time for my 5th prediction. So, for those of you who've known me for a while, this should be no surprise. My 5th prediction for esports in 2023 is that Heroes of the Storm is going to make a huge comeback. Yeah, It's true. Hear me out. This is an absolutely incredible game. It's an underappreciated gem. You have a diverse map pool. You have clever hero concepts. You have all the fun of a MOBA without the laning phase, which is my least favorite part. I mean, there is so much going for HOTS this year, like the fact it's being featured on this podcast. I mean, it's got to do something, right? Play Heroes of the Storm, please. Yes. So 2023, year of Heroes of the Storm, maybe. I'm hoping so. But that brings us to the end of the professor's top 5 predictions for 2023 in gaming and esports. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing a lot more podcasts like this with you throughout this coming year. Thanks again.